Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to robmotivejt. Today, I'm going to be replacing the front bumper on the 2025 Jeep Gladiator with the Rubicon style stubby bumper, and that is actually a Mopar Rubicon bumper, steel bumper. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in. There's a few things, of course, you have to take off before you can get to the bolts for the bumper itself. First of all, this top trim piece here, or air piece, I don't know. There are just some regular type pop holders in, 2 on each piece, I guess, or 1 on each side. And then there are 6 little pop holders, whatever you call them, right across the front. So to get those off, they simply pop off. You just stick a screwdriver in the groove, pop up the center piece, and then pull the whole unit off. I'll just show you on the first one, just a flathead screwdriver. Just kind of get underneath the edge of the top of the pop-up holder, pop it up, and then get underneath the bottom piece and pop that up as well. Just being careful that you get that center piece up far enough so that you don't damage anything, because I think we may reuse this piece, I'm not sure, but that's what the holder looks like once you pull it out. Pretty simple. Once you have all those pulled off, you simply lift the piece out. It's really pretty simple, not too complicated. And if you look down in here, you should be able to see the bolts for the bumper, assuming they're done the same way. And they're actually, it's probably too dark, but they're on the back sides down here, so that you can pull off that front bumper part. But next, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the fog lights. That's pretty simple too. Right here is the connector. It does look different than what I have to go on the new one, so there might be something there that I'm going to have to deal with. Looks like Jeep changed something. We shall see. To remove this connector, you do push out on this yellow piece here, and then it pulls up and it will pop out. So to put it back on, you would plug the connector in and then push down on this piece to secure it, and then push the yellow piece back in. Pretty simple. And Jeep did change the connector for some reason, so I'll probably have to cut this off of the bumper and wire it to the new bumper so that I can plug it in just like it is here. So a little bit more work. It does look like the same wiring though. The coloring matches, so I think I'm golden. Next up, we have to remove that skid plate piece or air dam down below. There's 2 bolts in the center-ish area underneath. They're very small screws actually, and then a few push pins right along the top lip of it here. So let's pull that off. Once that's done, then we can go ahead and remove the bolts, or the nuts I should say, that are on the back of the studs that are on the bumper. And again, they're located right down here. Should be pretty simple from that part, I think. Okay, these little pop things I was talking about on the air dam under here, there's one right there. They go all the way across. And then on the skid plate itself, there's a screw right there, and there's one on the other side. And then this cheapo plastic skid plate will pop right off. All right, we have that air dam or skid plate off, and what you're looking at there are the bolts and the nuts that you have to remove, and there are 2 on each side of this frame member here, or a total of 8 to take the bumper off. Now there is an alternative. You can see a screw right there, and let's jump up top and I'll show you the alternative, I think. The alternative, it looks like to me, is you can see a bolt there and a bolt here, and that's what holds on the bracket where the 4 screws are down below. You could, I think, remove each of those, and there's 2 on each side, and then transfer that bracket to the new bumper, and then when you put it on, you would simply line that up I think since I've done it, removing the 8 bolts in the past, it's not that difficult. I'm probably going to do it the same way as I always have, but just an alternative way to take the bumper off. You've got the bumper off. Here are those brackets I was talking about, and they're actually, I think they might be kind of welded on there, so there's a mosquito. I don't know that you actually could just pull these off. Maybe you could. I actually, you know what, in looking at it, I think you could. I don't know. Looks like a weld here, so maybe not. But anyway, that's what it looks like when you pull it off. These are the studs that went in, of course. These are the studs that are going to go in, I hope. And the wiring, I've got to take care of that. This is from the OEM bumper. Obviously, it doesn't match the new bumper that I'm putting on. So I'm going to cut this off of here, and I'm going to splice it onto here. And then I should have my wiring done. So I'll tackle that, and then we'll put the bumper on the truck. We've got the wiring done. My wiring job for what it is. It came out pretty well, actually. It really was pretty simple. All the wires are color coded. You just connect the same colors to the same colors. It's pretty easy. So now we're ready to go ahead and place the bumper on the front of the Jeep. Again, hopefully everything fits. Taking a little bit of a leap of faith that Jeep didn't redesign anything else in the front here, because I know it fit before. Okay, we've got it set. Now, it is going to be pulled in a little bit when I tighten the bolts on from the back, but that gives you a general look so far. So now I'm just going to tighten all those bolts or nuts down on the back. Remember, 4 on each side, and then we'll connect the wiring back here, which does line up well, so that's good. Hopefully everything works. We'll find that out in a couple minutes. Okay, got it all done. It did fit, no issues. Did have to give it a good smack to get it on there, but that's just overcoming the bracketry and stuff itself. This is the look. Notice you can see the front tires now. I love that look. I think it's just more aggressive. I know it's not for everybody, but it's for me. Now, as far as finishing up, we have this cover that covers over, I guess, a brake line there, whatever that line is, a coolant line probably. But there are no tie downs in the back here, or places to push those push clips in on the Rubicon style bumper. So all that's going to hold it are these 2 pins, which is fine, but you'll notice it doesn't fit perfectly, which I don't know is a real problem. You do have holes here. I think what I might do is either get something to stick in these so that they're filled, or maybe just go with it the way that it is. I don't know. But we have the pins here, and if I recall, I don't believe they're all the same, although they look all the same to me now sitting out here. I thought there were shorter ones and longer ones. Yeah, I think these 2 are shorter. I don't know. I don't think it matters. Anyway, all you have to do is stick them back in the holes, and then just push the centerpiece down like so. Same thing on the other side. I know this is pretty complicated, right? Push it in, and then push down on the centerpiece like that. That's it. So that's going to be the look. I do have a piece here that does not have this front part on it, that doesn't have this edge here, but I actually think this looks a little more finished than the other piece I have. So for now anyway, we're going to go with that. The last part is to try to fit the skid plate back on. However, it's going to be the same scenario. Those push pins that went along the bottom, there is no spot for those, or there are no spots for those on the bottom of the stubby bumper, so it would merely be held on by the 2 screws in the center. So I'm going to try that real quick off camera. I'll let you know if it fits. I really don't think it's gonna. The skid plate, air dam, whatever you want to call it, does not fit. So If I want to put something else on, I'll have to go aftermarket with something else. But it's done. Let me show you the fog lights, and there's something cool about these. That's what the fog lights look like. They are LEDs. Now, if you push the button in here one more time, or two more times, they actually have a yellow feature as well. Check that out. That's just a feature of these fog lights in particular. I will try to link them down below if you want to see, but that's pretty cool. So I can have white, or I can have, I guess, yellow. I don't know. It's pretty neat. They're not really amber. It is more of a yellow. You can see what they look like as compared to the amber on the sides. But nonetheless, it's a pretty cool look for the truck, I think. Anyway, that's how you change a bumper on a Jeep Gladiator. Really pretty simple. Leave a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.